I want to welcome you to the first in a series of lectures on bookkeeping for school owners and administrators. And the topic for today is titled Record Keeping for School Business, Learning the Basics for Sustainable Growth. In this course, I'm going to explain in a clear, concise, and practical way on how to record, analyze, and reconcile, and present your school fees collection using Microsoft Excel templates. And before we proceed, let me just introduce myself. My name is Adetayo Adegbola. I'm a chartered accountant, finance manager, and a business development manager. I'm an associate member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria and a postgraduate student of finance. I have over 12 years banking experience where I have worked with hundreds of schools and other education value chain businesses in the area of finance and loan administration and consultancy. I founded Lush Middle Services, which is a consulting business with the aim of assisting business owners to improve their bookkeeping skills, thereby leading to increased productivity. In this course, I'm going to teach you bookkeeping skills needed to improve your school fees collection and management. I'm going to show you in a practical way and very detailed manner how to use some Microsoft tools to analyze your school fees collection. You know, school fees is a major source of revenue for schools. Therefore, school owners should prioritize and update their skills on fees collection. So these are some of the things I'm going to introduce you to in this course. And to start with, I want us to go through the content of this course. We have the introduction, school fees recording and documentation, the best practices, how to analyze our collections, how to conduct bank reconciliation, and also some offline platforms that we can use, mostly Microsoft Excel templates that you can use to analyze your collection. You know, as a school owner, you need to understand what your bookkeeper or accountant is doing. You, as the CEO of your school, should not only be able to understand the education component of the school as handled by the teachers, but also understand the finances being handled by the account department. And you may want to ask the question, why having a structured and functional record system for your school fees collection? These are some of the reasons. You need to know precisely what your expected total income is. How much are you expecting from your students? You need to know how well you have fared in your collection. That is the total collected fee at every point in time. You should be able to state categorically the amount of fees you are still expecting from your students. This is the total fees that are yet to be paid by your students, the outstanding bills. I should be able to state the number of students that fall into each of the categories I've mentioned earlier on. That is the total number of students who have made their payments, the total number of students who are yet to pay, and the number of students who have made some part payments, and should be able to generate their list. And also, you need this to be able to make important decisions. You need to plan your expenses on what you have collected. Probably you want to get some assets, or you want to make some investment into other businesses. You need to know your business and how well you have done in your finances. And school fees recording starts when the students, or maybe better put, maybe the parents, when they pay the fees on behalf of their students or their wards, on behalf of their children. You start to now track your school fees. And what are some of the important things you need to track when it comes to school fees payment? Important information to be included in the maybe teller or evidence of payment tendered by the student. And the first one is the name of the student paying, whether the fees is paid by the parent or by any other person. The name of the student must appear. Also, you need to show how much has been paid. Of course, that's the main purpose of the payment. There should be a place where the amount paid is written. The date of payment is very important. And the payment purpose, some schools, you have a different account for your school fees, you have another account for uniform, you have another account for books. So you should be able to state on the payment teller or receipt what has been paid, the purpose of that payment. And also important is the teller number or the receipt number. Also, the student class, you also captured so that while you are reconciling, you'll be able to reconcile each payment to each student in a particular class. Now, after you have made your collection, what are some of the things you want to do with your collection, with your record, the analysis you need to make with what you have collected? Of course, you want to know how much has been collected. You want to know what the outstanding payments are. And you may want to generate the list of students who have made their total payments, who are still owing. And class by class analysis, you want to know how much are you expecting from a particular class, how much have you been able to generate from that class, and what is the outstanding balance that you are still expecting from that class. Also, you may want to do a date-by-date analysis. You want to show the number of students that have paid within a particular period, maybe in a month or maybe a particular week in a particular class. So we want to generate a analysis by date of concerning the payment by your student. And when it comes to payments, as I've said, or reconciliation of these payments, the usual process by most schools is for them to wait till the end of the term, or at times some people will wait till the midterm period when they are about to have the midterm test. They now start reconciling the account to know, okay, among the students, how many of them have paid, how many of them are yet to pay. And when you look at this manual process, you start bringing in all your books, all your records, start pressing, punching calculators, making additions and subtractions, the manual process, and you know that it takes time. You spend a lot of time doing this. It's very time consuming. You spend a lot of time, and you can only do it at some specific periods. It can't be continuous because you have other things that you are doing, and it's also very slow. That's one thing about the manual process. So instead of waiting till midterm or waiting till the end of the period, you can have a system, a simple system that can generate your report for you at every point in time. It is continuous, it is automated, it saves your time, it's continuous, it is very fast, and you can make use of this using Microsoft Excel template. Is a very simple process that you can do. And I'm going to take you through a process of how you can make use of a simple Microsoft Excel template to do your analysis of school fees collected from your students. This is a simple Microsoft Excel template that can be used to record your school fees collection, to analyze it, and to generate reports instead of using a manual process, as I mentioned earlier on. Now, let me take you through this template to see how it works. This template is divided into three parts. You have this part that's talked about the school details. This is school details. The second part is the register, and the third part is the dashboard. Now, the school details is where you can configure the template to suit your school, to customize it for the purpose of recording for your school. Then the other one is the register. This is where you input all the details and the payments made by your students into. And the third one is the dashboard. This is where you get your analysis from. Now, let me show you how to do it. School fees details. So to use it, the first thing you do is you start with the classes. So let me start with my own class, my own school. But before I do that, I have to input the password. Enter the password so I can start putting the classes. So I have basic 1, basic 2, I have basic 3, basic 4, basic 5, basic 6. So let me start with basic 6. Then have to input my banks, the banks I use as a school. Now, for the purpose of my school, I use Zenith Bank, I use FBN, First Bank, and I use UBA. Now, I will move to the next segment, which is other payments. For other payments, this place is to record other payments made by your students and that are not part of your school fees. Let's say you have other payments that the students will pay, but they are not added to the total school fees. For example, I can have something like feeding or transport. They pay all these fees, but I don't add them to their school fees, so I can put them. Now, the next thing is the name of the school. So let me give a name, demonstration school. And what is the address of our school? Number one, Edgar Street, Uda. And the next thing is to go to terms. The term 2021/2022 and third term. So since I've done that, the next thing I will do is I've configured it for my school now. The next thing to do is to move on to register. The register is the place where you record the payments by your students. So I'm going to start using that now. So let me start with my students. I have John Thomas. Okay, before then, let me put the password. So let me start with the student's name. I have John Thomas. That's one of my students. I have Mary Wall. That's another student. I have Philip Jones. That's another student. So this is how I'm going to record all the students in my school. This is the case for the admission number of student number. If you use it, admission number of student number in your school. So let me say this one is DM/001 as the admission number, DM/002, DM/003. Then the next thing to do is to go to their classes. So let me say this person is in basic 1. Let me pick, you can see it, you have it drop down here. And this person is in basic 2. And let's say this person is in basic 3. So this is how I'm going to make the recording for all my students. The next thing to go to is their total fees. Now, this person, John Thomas, pays 80,000 family as school fees, while Mary Webb pays 120,000 as school fees, while Philip Jones 80,000. Now, there's another column for discount. If you give discount to your students, you input it here. For John Thomas, we give, for example, discount of 5,000 on the fees. And for Mary Well, 5,000 also on the fee. Okay, Philip Jones, let's leave it. There's no discount for this student. Now let's move on to their payment. There's a column for first installment payment. There's another column that will show second installment, another one for third installment. That is to say that if your students, they don't pay at once, maybe they have to pay like 2 or 3 times in a time. So you have places to do all those recordings. So the next thing to do is let's record our first installment. This student is paying 75,000 as the first installment. And the next thing is we are going to record the date paid. Let's assume it's paid on the 1st of May. So to record 1st of May, we start with the month 05, then the day /2022. And we have to state the bank for the purpose of our reconciliation later on. So we pick the bank. Let's say Zenith Bank. Let's say that is the bank. So we move to the next person. Payment by the next student, maybe Mary Well. And we are going to input all the details by that student. So let's say this person is paying 75,000 also, and it's being paid on the 2nd of May. Let's say 2nd of May. So we are starting, remember, we are starting with the month 05/01/2022. And we pick the bank also. So let's pick First Bank. And the next payment by this other student, let's say this student is paying 80,000. 80,000, and the payment date, 2nd of May. So we are going to start with the month as usual, 05/02/2022. And the next thing is we move to the bank. Let's pick UBA as our bank. So this is how we are going to do all the recording for all the students we have in our school. We are going to do the recording for them. Now, let me show you the analysis. Now, it's going to show you what has been paid by this student. And see, this total is displayed here, and you have the balance, nil balance, which shows that John Thomas has made all the payments, has paid all the fees. What about Mary Wall? 75,000 paid with a balance of 40,000 being shown here. Then Philip Jones also 80,000 with a nil balance. So this is how we are going to do the recording for all our students with their payment also. So you make sure you capture their names, their classes, the total they are supposed to pay, and how much. As I mentioned it, we are going to input all the names. You can see I have all the names of the students in my school. I have all the names and their classes also. I have their classes. I have their total fee they are supposed to pay, their discount, first installment, and so on. So I've recorded all the payments by my students. So now let's do something. Let me show you how this will be captured in the dashboard. Now look at the dashboard. Instead of doing manual analysis or reconciliation of your payments, you know, the usual practice of punching calculators to see how much has been collected. This template will do the analysis for you automatically as you are inputting the details in the register. So also you'll be having the dashboard capturing the summary of your payment analysis. Now look at this now. We have it on the dashboard that total fees expected from our students is 9,999,000. Then we have the total receipts here based on what we have inputted from their payments, 7,100,000. We have the outstanding payment. That means we are still expecting 2,890,000 from our students. For other payments, we have zero. I'm still going back to this later. And for the number of students, we have 114 students in our school. Also, for fully paid, we have 66 of them paid fully, partly paid 22 of them, and we have 26 of them with zero payment. You can also see the class by class analysis of the payments from basic 1 to basic 6. Number of students in basic 1, 13, in basic 2, 11, in basic 3, 12, and on and on. And we have their total fees expected from each class. For basic 1, we're expecting 1,070,000. And we have been able to collect 470,000. We are still having a standing balance of 600,000. In basic 2, the same way, we have the analysis. And we also have graphs that will show you the analysis of what we have collected. You can see payment analysis by number, fully paid, no payment, partly paid. Also, it's going to show us graph of outstanding payment against total receipts. And we also have a bar chart showing the payment on class by class basis. So this is the total of analysis of our payment system. You can see it doesn't take time. Within few seconds, immediately as you are inputting those details, those payments, you are having them. Now let's go to this other payment. Here we have 0 naira. Now let me show you how to use this. So the first thing is let's go to our other payments. So let's pick those payments. So we pick feeding, as we said the other time, and we pick transport. Now, let's say this person has paid 7,000 naira for feeding, we input it, and 3,000 naira for transport, we input it. That's making 10,000. Now let's go to our dashboard. Look at the dashboard. It's already captured in the dashboard as 10,000. So this is how this template works. Immediately you are inputting the details of your students, their payment details. It is being updated on your dashboard. So you don't need to spend extra time to start calculating how much you are expecting or how much has been paid or who has paid or who has not paid. Also, apart from that, you can generate reports. For example, I can decide to generate the report for those students with complete payment. So what do? I will just go here to under balance. For those with complete payment, that means they are having zero balances. So all I need to do is go here, uncheck all, and check those with zero balances, dash balances. So once I click OK, you can see I have all the lists, the names of students with zero balances. That means they've completed their fees payment. So you can always check this without necessarily going through a long list. And we can also break it down on a class by class basis. So what do? We go to the class column and pick the class we want. Okay, let's say we want basic 4. So we are going to uncheck all and pick basic 4 and click OK. So it's going to give us the names of those with complete payments in basic 4 alone. You can always change it and go to basic 2 or basic 3, let's say basic 2. So you can see it's going to give us for basic 2. Okay, we don't have anybody in basic 2 with complete payment. That's why it's giving us nil report. So let's go to basic 5. You can see we have basic 5 with how many of them we have their names already stated here who have made their complete payment. Now let's go back. Let's say we want to see those with outstanding payments. I'm still going to use the same method. So let me go back. I will check all to return back all the students. And let me go back to the balances. I will check all. So I can to see those that have made that are still owing. So all I need to do is to uncheck all and check all those with balances. So that means they are still owing me. So they are still owing. Let me check them. They have not completed their fees. So you can see showing them that they have balances to pay. I can also do that on class by class basis, as I said the other time. Also, I can generate reports for payments within a specific period. For example, I can go to dates and try to generate report for those that pay within a particular month and see all the list of the months. So all I need to do is to uncheck all and pick maybe June. I want to see those who have paid in the month of June. So I can always pick them and click OK. So there's no payment in June. Let me try May. You can see it's showing me those that have paid in the month of May. Can you see? So only 3 of them paid in the month of May. So also that's how I can generate every report that I want to generate. Not only for May, I can break May down to a particular date. I want to see the payment for a particular day. So all I need to do is to pick that day and click OK. So it's going to give me the report for that day. So it's very endless. The gain from it, the advantage is very endless. There are so many things. The last component of our school fees record keeping that we need to consider is our bank reconciliation. By this, we mean that we want to compare the statement obtained from the bank statement with our records to determine if there are discrepancies in the record that we have and what our bank account is. So we want to place the bank account and our record side by side to see if there's any missing record. The objective of this stage includes the need to determine if there are payments in the bank statement that are not included in our records. If there's any, then we will need to record the payment using our current recording system. Also, we may want to know if there are payments in our record that cannot be tracked to any entry in the bank statement. So we need to check that also. So the school will need to clarify this and possibly what the payments, to know whether the payment was done using a different name, or maybe it was paid into a wrong account, or what was not paid at all. So you need to check that. So whatever the case, we need to follow up to bring the matter to a satisfactory conclusion. Also, maybe there are bulk payments into bank accounts that you need to break down into to individual students. Maybe a parent has paid for 4 of its children. So you need to break it down and record them and reconcile them with your record. Also, it is very important. Maybe there are other payments, maybe misclassification. There are some other payments that are not supposed to go into a particular account, but they have been paid into a wrong account. So this also is very important. You need to analyze this to see, okay, is there any difference? Is there any discrepancies between our bank statement and the record we have? Now I'm going to take you through how to do that practically using a Microsoft Excel. So I want you to go with me. Now, this is my school fees register from Microsoft Excel, done using Microsoft Excel. And this is my bank statement collected from the bank. So I want to reconcile the report on my register with what I have on the bank statement. So now let's do that. The first thing to consider is, okay, let me look at the first person here on the statement. This is NIP by John Thomas, 75,000. So let me go to my register to see if I have that same 75,000 on the register. So I have it on the 1st of May. So I can always highlight that. So what do? I will highlight it to show that it has been reconciled. That payment in the bank statement is also in my record. So the next thing to go to is, let me check the register. Okay, Mary Wall, there's 75,000 here. Let me see if I have it on my bank statement. Okay, NIPFO, IFO, Mary Wall, 75,000. So I can highlight that also to show that it has been reconciled. The yellow highlight shows it has been reconciled. So the next person, Philip Jones, 80,000. Okay, let me see if I have it here, 80,000. So I can also highlight that also. So instead of using paper and writing and wasting hardcover paper, you can always do this using Microsoft Excel. So I do the same thing, 80,000 has been reconciled also. So the next thing is, okay, let me go to my statement again. I have 56,000 here, paid by Alexander Andrew. Now let me see if I have 56,000 in my register. It has been recorded. I can't see that. Let me find. So I can quickly do control find Alexander. Oh, so it's not recorded. So we have a payment like this that is in our statement as it's not recorded. So the first thing we need to do is to confirm if this person is our student. Or now we have confirmed it's our student. We know the student is our student. So what we need to do is to go to where we have our names of our students and record. Maybe this person is a new student. So Alexander Andrew. So what we do is Alexander Andrew. We put the admission number and the class. So let's pick the class. So it can come in any form. So maybe it's in basic 3. So state how much you're supposed to pay, maybe 100,000. Then first installment, how much was paid? We can check it on a statement, 56,000. So we go back, 56, 1, 2, 3, 56,000. And the payment date. So let's go to payment date. 10th of May, which was paid on the 10th of May. So we put the date. You remember we are starting with the month 05/10/2022. So we've been able to record that now to show the payment by Alexander Andrew. You can see it's inputted already, making 56,000, and we have the balance stated already automatically, instantly, so that student is still paying 44,000. So now that we have reconciled this, what do we need to do? We go back to that same 56,000, highlight it to show that it has been reconciled. I will save it, then we go to our statement and highlight it also, just we have made the recording for this. So this is how we are going to do the analysis. If we have the payment on our bank statement and it is not in our register, then we'll first determine whether it's a student or not. If it's a student, has it paid into the wrong account or the right account? And we keep on doing the analysis. So it's very important. It makes the work easy. It makes it very fast, and it makes it convenient for us to. Now you may want to ask, what are the benefits of having my record, a structured record, a very good record such as this? The first one is, of course, government regulators, government agencies, they will need your report, they will need your record. You also need it to make claims against maybe charges or some other bills that may come from all these schools. Also tax bodies. As a school owner, you may want to pay your tax at the end of the year. You need all this, your record, to do that. Maybe your creditors, you are requesting for a loan from a bank, and you need to present your record to show what you have been doing as a school. So you need a structured record, and you need a detailed record such as this before any bank or any creditor can believe in you that, okay, we can avail loan to this particular school. Also, investors or other partners, people may be interested in investing in your school. And of course, you need to show them that you're a serious person. You have your records in place. Also, you may want to request for grants from international bodies or agencies. It's also very important to keep your record so that they will know that you are into serious business. So with this, it makes your reconciliation, your recording, your reconciliation very easy. These are the tools you can use. Apart from this tool, I also have Zoho Invoice that I can install for you as a school. Also Zoho Books, which you can get as a school. To get this template, the cost is just 10,750 naira. For this 10,750 naira, you get it just one-time payment, lifetime access. There's nothing like renewal or subscription every month or every year. Once you have it for life. There's no expiry date. So you just keep on using it. That's the price of it. And to get a contact, the number is 08079660162. And this is our email, contact@lushmeadows.info. On Facebook and Instagram, you can follow and like our page at lushmeadows.info. So to get the template, it's just 10,750 naira, and it makes your payments and your recording of school fees very easy. You spend less time, you maximize your time, and you have good and accurate results. So I want to appreciate you for taking your time to listen to this course. I want you to be ready to look out and watch out for our next course that is going to be on expense reporting and management. We'll be talking about our petty cash, our expense, and how we can relate that to our budget as a school or as a business, even for general businesses. So thank you for listening.